Hello Stampers! I've got a bright and cheerful card for you today, and I'm using the brand new stamp set from Stampin Up, the Tulip Fields stamp set. This also comes with a coordinating die set. I didn't use the dies today, so I'm not showing them, but just think of that when you go to order this set, that you might want to pick up the die set that matches. So this is Tulip Fields, and I'm also using the beautiful DSP paper that's brand new. It's called Flowering Fields, and this is paper in the background. It's gorgeous. I'll just show you here. So if you're like me, you buy coordinating DSP and it's so beautiful you don't want to cut into it. I've vowed not to do that anymore. That's my New Year's resolution. So I'm cutting that paper up and I'm using it. So this is the card that I decided to break that DSP up on. So we're going to get going with our main image panel. I'm going to take you through this step by step. And we're going to start out with a basic white panel that's 3 by 4.5. All the measurements for the panels are down below this video. Just click show more under the description and that'll open up and you'll see all the measurements for the panels, plus all the links for the products that I'm using. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator and you can order from me 24/7. I have a great customer package that I offer my customers. Anybody that orders from me gets 10 tutorials that are exclusive for my customers for each month. Each month there's a different package, so keep that in mind. And also, if you order $50 in product, then you get one of my tokens. Collect 10 of those tokens and I give you a free stamp set of your choice up to $30 value. So that's a pretty good deal. I'm going to go ahead and start with our main panel here, and we're going to do some heat embossing, and I'm going to start with Crushed Curry and Versamark. And we're going to be using this stamp here that has, like, it looks like little daisy flowers. And I'm going to use that, and I'm going to load it up with Versamark first, and then I'm going to load it up with Crushed Curry, and then I'm going to stamp it. I'll stamp it along the bottom. You can do as many of these rows as you want to. Now the reason that you want to clean your stamp and load it again with Versamark, load it with Crushed Curry, and I'm going to leave some room and stamp it again. Okay, so now I'm going to clean my stamp. I'm going to load it up and I'm going to switch colors here. That Versamark that I'm putting on before my ink color, that makes your ink tacky, and so you'll be able to emboss those images. So I'm loading it with Versamark. Now I'm loading it with Polished Pink. And I'm going to stamp in between these rows with this. Okay, and then you want to clean your stamp off. You probably want to clean better than I do. Keep your Versamark nice and clean. Load it with ink, and then I'm going to stamp it again. Okay, now I got 4 rows there. We're done with that image. We're done with our Versamark and our ink, and now I'm going to bring out some clear embossing powder. I keep mine in a tub so it's easy to use. All right, so there's our clear embossing powder on. Just going to take a heat tool, and I'm only going to heat this up until the powder turns clear. Okay, I got these all heated up now and I'm ready to go. Now I can put ink over them and it won't adhere to those embossed images. So we're going to start with our background here, and I'm going to start with crushed curry again here, and a blending brush. And I'm going to bring that crushed curry about halfway down this cardstock. There we go. Then next I'm going to get another blending brush here and go for Blushing Bride. Put that on with a blending brush also. Now this is going to tinge that yellow kind of pinkish orange. Now I'm not covering it all up. I have about an inch of it here that with no Blushing Bride on it. Just using a circular motion. There we go. Okay, that's two colors. Then we're going to bring out that polished pink. And we're going to put that at the top of the panel here. This gets pretty dark now. I love that finish to this sky. Isn't that pretty? It's a wonderful color combination for just to get that sunset look. Okay. So there is that, and now I want to stamp my windmill. So I'm going to stamp my windmill using Memento Tuxedo Black. Ink it up real well here. And then I'm going to stamp it at the top of the cardstock here. Make sure it's straight. And I have it kind of over to the right some. Okay, so there is that. And now I want to put a hill in. And I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for this. And a green blending brush. I need to clean my brush a little bit here. There we go. And so I'm going to make a hill, and I only want to come up to the windmill bottom. Oh, looks like I got a little smear here. It's okay. Just kind of looks like a shadow coming off of it. I can deal with that. So my advice is let that dry a bit. There we go. There's our hill. And that was Granny Apple Green. And now I'm going to take that image that we were embossing earlier, the little flowers, and I'm going to just stamp them in Old Olive in between these rows. I'm going to put one at the very bottom, put one in between each row. There we go. And that makes it look like you have flower field with some flowers in the middle. And I'm going to take my green blending brush here a little bit, and I'm just going to add a bit of that Old Olive over these. Just to blend that in a little bit. Make it a little darker where the field is, field of flowers. There we go. Okay, I have a white chalk marker here, and it's time to color our windmill in. So I'm just going to color it in, and I'm leaving these dark areas where at the sides of the windmill uncovered. And I'm not worrying about going in on that fenced part, just above it and below it. This doesn't show up as well on the lighter areas, and you can put one coat on, let it dry, then you can come back over and do another coat, and that'll bring it really white. It's a super simple way to get your white buildings in front of your dark backgrounds. Okay, and I want a little path here, so I'm going to make a little path coming off. Just a line, just a curved line there. And I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to rub over it just to lighten it. And I think I'm going to lighten this little dark area here too. There we go. That's how you help with errors that you make. You can always put a little white chalk marker over them and lighten them up some. But I don't mind that. There we go. So there is our windmill. Now if we want some action going and we want it to look like our windmill is moving, you'll put a little curved line, you'll put a smaller curved line, and then a dot. And you're going to do that for each of your little what do you call these? Each of these pieces of windmill. Okay, so that one's kind of close here. But then you want to do it on the same side of each of them. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now it looks like it has some action. One more thing you can do is you can add some dots in your field for little flowers maybe. Same white gel pen, just little groups of little dots. It's kind of cute. There we go. And now it's time to put it together. So I'm going to remove this inky paper here. And I'm going to start with a gorgeous grape panel that's 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. I'm sorry, 3 1/8 by 4 5/8. And we're going to adhere our main panel to that. And I'm going to use multi-purpose glue, but you can use any adhesive you have. And then I'm going to put it on a basic white panel that's 1/8 larger. So this panel is 3.25 by 4.75. Okay, and then we have our card base already here. It's a gorgeous grape panel that's 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a basic white panel on here that is, let's see, 4 by 5.25. And then I have a Flowering Fields Designer Series paper on top here that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Inside I have some more of that Designer Series paper, the Flowering Fields Designer Series paper, and it is 4 5.25. And then I have a basic white panel that's 3 3/4 by 5 on the inside there. So there's that. This has quite a few panels on it, more than I normally do. We're going to add some ribbon on this before I attach it. I'm going to pull out this gorgeous grape ribbon. This is so pretty. I like it because you can see through it. So it doesn't look real bulky. That makes me happy. I'm just going to cut a piece to go across the front here. I'm going to put it where I want it. Then flip the panel over, and then I'm going to use mini glue dots just to adhere those ends to the back. Just 1 dot per per side there. There we go. And you can straighten it up on the front a little bit. And there's your ribbon. Now we're going to add one more piece of ribbon, and I'm going to tie this one. I'm just going to slide it under the first piece of ribbon and just tie it. And I want it to be down here a little down towards the bottom. Cut my little ribbon pieces, little legs off of them. There you have it. I kind of like my air there. It looks like a little shadow coming out from that. Okay, now I'm going to just adhere this to the front of the cardstock. So I'm just going to put adhesive and go right over those ribbon ends. Add some love. Then I'm going to center this on our card front. And then we're all done. Isn't that cute? It's so bright and cheerful. So here's our main one, and this is the one we just made. I hope you enjoy this project and it inspires you to get inky today. Thank you for joining me. Bye.